Hey, what's up guys, it's Marf and welcome back to another video, and today I have something a little different for you guys. Some of you guys may know that I've really been invested in the mobile first-person shooter scene all the way back since the good old days of games like Modern Combat 4 and the early Call of Duty Zombies games, things like that. I have a ton of nostalgia for. But what you guys may not know, and because nobody's watched my Battlefield videos, is that I am a huge Battlefield fan. I've played this series for over a decade. I first started out with Battlefield Play for Free, then continued on to 3 and 4, and all the way since then I've played them all. So I have a soft spot in my heart for the Battlefield franchise, and unfortunately it never really got the same amount of love on mobile that other franchises did, such as Call of Duty and later the Battle Royale games like PUBG, Fortnite, and those sorts of games. So when I saw that Delta Force was coming to mobile, I got really excited. Now the title of this video is I've been waiting a decade for this game or something like that. Now obviously I haven't been waiting for Delta Force for 10 years. I didn't even know this game was coming to mobile or really existed up until a couple of months ago. So why do I say this? Well, as I said in the past, it seems like the Battlefield franchise was neglected on mobile for a very long time. And in the past couple of years, we got news that EA was finally ready to develop a Battlefield mobile. And I have a video on playing the beta for that game. And a couple of months before it was set to be released, the whole team got fired, the studio got closed, and the project was canceled, which was a devastating blow to my sort of whole vision of why I wanted Battlefield to be on mobile, because we had so many smaller scale team deathmatch Call of Duty style games like Modern Combat that sort of filled our need for the Call of Duty games, but we never had that full scale all-out warfare that Battlefield provided. Sure, the Battle Royale craze sort of provided the higher player numbers and larger scale, but we never got the front lines combat, rush, conquest, those sorts of mode with 24 versus 24, 16 versus 16 style of game modes and formula that Battlefield offered. So again, when I recently found out that Delta Force was coming to mobile, I had to give it a try, and boy am I glad that I did. I actually had to delete a couple of other games because this game is massive, so I had to make room for it, and yeah, like I said, I'm really happy that I did. So at the core of Delta Force is 24 versus 24, and in the warfare game mode, it works very similarly to Rush from Battlefield, or also the operations game mode, where there are an attacking and a defending side. You have to capture 2 points in order to continue on, and it all leads up to a final struggle between the two sides on 1 or 2 points. So again, if you capture as a attacker, you get to move on to the next section, and as a defender, you have to keep the attackers from moving on. It's the perfect formula. It's what got me into Battlefield. I never really enjoyed the traditional conquest mode. I've always just played Rush throughout the entirety of the Battlefield franchise. So this was the absolute perfect formula for me. We had the all-out warfare. You have snipers, SMGs, LMGs, all the different types of guns, the pistols, the Glock 18s that you could ever think of. So it all was coming together for the perfect storm. And the gameplay of Delta Force works, and it hits the nail on the head perfectly with its execution. There are a couple of issues, but overall things like the map design actually work out really well. I was quite impressed that nothing felt either super duper bland and open and boring like some of the recent Battlefield maps had, but we also have some super cinematic style of art scenes and different set pieces. For example, Ascension, where you have that huge grappling hook that you have to go all the way up to the mountain. It reminds me of Damavan Peak from Battlefield 3. It's super cinematic. That's why I loved Battlefield back in the day, and this gives it to me in spades. So overall, just in terms of pure gameplay, I've been really enjoying it. Now, this wouldn't be a Marf video without some nitpicks and complaints, so I do want to go over a couple of those. Firstly, this is developed by Timmy Studios, I believe, so it is a Chinese developed and published game, and you can definitely feel that in the outskirts of the experience. For example, the voiceovers don't really make a lot of sense for an all-out warfare type of game where I want things to be rather gritty and serious. but then over the intercom, one of the announcers says, "That's what I like to see and keep up the good work," or things like that, where it makes it feel like I'm in a sports match instead of an actual battle. So yeah, that was a little off-putting, and of course, you couldn't have a game in 2025 without a hero system. In this case, it's the operator system. Thankfully, the abilities and gadgets that these guys get are really more of just gadgets to help you along your journey in the battlefield, rather than insta-kill things that just wipe out an entire squad. The one thing that I am quite upset about is the recon that has the wall hack arrow. That's a little annoying. In any first-person shooter, I don't think anyone should have a wall hack that just ruins the moment for someone. Now, in a PUBG style game where your death is the only thing separating you from winning versus losing, that is a complete deal breaker. Luckily, in a game like this, if you die, you just respawn 5 seconds later and it's not a huge deal. And it is those sorts of things like wall hack arrows and cluster grenades that just make the experience a little more annoying than the traditional Battlefield experience. But again, overall, it doesn't sour the mood too much, and when you're playing, you don't notice it all that much, like 99% of the time. The other thing I want to mention that I was quite blown away by is the combination of the graphical fidelity, so this game just looks really good, but also the optimization. Now, with that being said, I am on the newest iPhone 16 Pro Max, so I was expecting my device to be able to handle it. What I was not expecting is a very high frame rate at the max graphics. Now, it doesn't let me go into the ultra 120 FPS mode when I'm on max graphics, which is kind of annoying. I wish I could sacrifice the overheating and sometimes frame drops if I want to control how I want the game to look and feel. But overall, regardless of the graphics mode that I put it on or the frame rate mode that I put it on, I am getting super smooth gameplay while the game still looks really amazing. Obviously, on the lower settings, you're going to get a little bit of sacrifices for more smooth gameplay, but on a device such as mine, it's one of the newer ones, more powerful. It does look really, really good. I think we are getting closer and closer to matching PC and console quality graphics. I've always said this for 10 plus years, that the devices are capable of doing it. It just comes down to developer optimization and engine technology. And I believe this is using the Unreal Engine 5, which makes a whole lot of sense as to why it both looks so good and runs very well. Another thing I want to touch on is the gun loadout and the customization. It is truly off the charts. Personally, I am kind of annoyed by how much choice there is. I do like simple systems. For example, I really enjoyed the Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Pick 10 system, where in total you had attachments and perks and they all had to add up to 10 points. That was really fun. And in Battlefield 4, you did have more customization, but it was just a little more limited. In this Delta Force game, that is truly just off the charts, if I have to say. Every single item, every single part of the gun can be changed and customized. I mean, you can even replace stocks and barrels that open up even more rails and things to put like 3 different lasers on one gun, which is absolutely crazy. The skins are also quite nice looking. They haven't gone too off the rails yet, so I'm hoping they keep it a little under that line of just full out fantasy and crazy, because that would be nice. But overall, the arsenal is quite good, very similar to games like Battlefield 4. So all of your classics, your AKs, your M4s, your sniper rifles, they're all there, which I do enjoy. So yeah, overall, I know this is a very different video, but it was something that I wasn't aware of. So if you've been looking to scratch that Battlefield itch, even if you are a Battlefield fan on console and PC, there has been a big gap of Battlefield games recently, and not a lot of people are happy with 2042. Personally, I enjoyed it, but the community sentiment overall is that it was a little bit of a bust. I would suggest giving Delta Force a try. Again, if you just got a new phone, I would highly suggest trying it out just for the sake of the technological advancement that this game can showcase, but also because the actual gameplay mechanics and the formula works really well. This is exactly what I was looking for in a Battlefield mobile game, and so I'm really happy that I checked out Delta Force, and I'm going to continue playing this game for quite some time. So keep an eye out for future videos, like maybe loadout videos or gun reviews or just maybe highlight videos. And if you're interested, you can let me know in the comment section if you want to see more future Delta Force videos on this channel, because honestly, I will, like I said, keep playing this game because I really do enjoy it. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all later.